can't be standing here and be the type of consultant who said, this is a surefire, this is a 100% no risk, this is a this is a that. If I would say that, yeah, then you should maybe not quite believe me. Okay, losing $10,000 or $20,000 isn't anybody's cup of coffee. It's not my one either. I don't like to do it. On the other hand, I have never seen successful people who haven't lost a lot of money / time. But I have met an awful lots of rather unsatisfied, unsuccessful people who never lost anything. Yet they're also not doing anything. Hello, my name is Helmut Flasch, and in 37 some years of consulting dentists, mainly in the United States of America, of course, but also in other countries. I also have consulted other businesses, some of them very large, in other parts of the world, but mainly dentists. I have found that there is a couple of things which most dentists would love to happen, and it happens to relatively few of them. There is a couple of goals which is not that easy to materialize. Number one, most dentists, and most people, period, most business owners, they want to have a decent income for the work they do. They want to have a good going practice. They want to have patients who have a high dental IQ and who do the work they want to do. They want to do relatively decent work and want to make good money. Basically, you don't want to be overworked and underpaid like so many of you are. You want to have a good reputation. You still also want to have enough time, as I said, not to be overworked and underpaid. You want to have enough time to enjoy life after work. Thanks God, most of you dentists love the work you do. So that's number one. Then there is the second part, which most people want. Is that part usually kicks in when doctors are about 40 years old, 45 years old, maybe 50, but give or take, some of them much younger. And that is to have a passive income, to have an exit strategy, so to say. Let's call it an exit strategy, to have a passive income which makes them minimally the same amount of money than working in the dental practice, where they are chained to the, where, you are chained to the work, you're chained to the location, you're chained to the particular work. You have to be there at a certain time to do that root canal or whatever it might be. Doctors like to have some income which makes them money even if they don't work, so that they maybe can retire a little earlier. This has become slightly more difficult over the 5 years which I consult, that practices as they get sold become, worth less and less and less in relation to the collection and the business you do. Very large practices with huge concerns, billion-dollar type of buckets, they build practices. They don't need your little small practice, etc. The profession is becoming, apparently, from what I observe and what doctors tell me, more difficult. Having an exit strategy, having an income which replaces the dental practice in case you can't practice anymore, and also that you can retire earlier. What is the reason why both of those things are sometimes often not coming together? One could maybe say it's knowledge. You do not have the knowledge to do that. And that would be true. There is not a single knowledge in the world which cannot be hired. How come? It still doesn't happen. It is not happening because of the fear of losing time / money, mainly money, but time and money. You might be investing in doing what you need to do to get where you want to go, to have those two things, to have a roaring practice with the type of patients you want, and work as many hours or as little hours as you want, because you have a passive income and exit strategy which makes your particular practice almost a hobby or completely a hobby. I bought 5 years ago a lake in Austria from where I'm shooting this currently right now. I used to be a mechanical machinery engineer in my early young days, graduated in 1971. I ended in the hotel business because I wanted to see the world. About 15 years in the hotel business, Did see the world, worked in 12, 14, 15 countries. Not that I didn't like engineering, but there was something missing, and that was the seeing the world. Gave this up in about 1987 or so, and went into the consulting business, working for other people for a year or so, or two, or something like that, and then made it on my own, and have ever since worked on my own around the world again. 2 years in India, a couple years in the Latin American country, Far East, Taiwan. My wife is from Taiwan. I met her in Los Angeles in 1987, and also in India. Did I say Dubai? Things like that. Okay, so that was my lifestyle, and that's why I didn't work anymore. Now I'm bought this lake 5, 6 years ago, cooking for weddings, 2, 3, 500 people, literally. It's an expensive hobby, a hobby which could and probably will make me money, probably good money, because I have other incomes. I'm having fun of it, so let it be stupid on the financial level. Let it be, if that's what it turns out to be. But I don't think it will. Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually what I'm talking about with a second type of income. And most doctors cannot achieve that because the type and money it takes to get the knowledge, or even if you have the knowledge, to make the investment in it, they're not willing to do it for fear of loss. Fear of loss of what you already has probably paralyzed more people into nothing, unhappiness, not totally satisfiedness, if you want that word better. Why don't shoot for totally satisfied is my life type of philosophy. Doesn't mean it needs to be yours, by no means. I'm just saying, is the fear of loss. So, how bad would it be if you first of all would spend 35 minutes, and maybe that 35 minutes extends in an hour because you have lots of questions. Even if you then don't like how and what we offer, at least you would learn something of like, and then as you go on in life and meet other people and meet others things and read others things, you might go, interesting. But how bad would it be if it would, so to say, be totally worthless to you? And if you do business with us, if you decide to, okay, I like that, but again, you're worried about losing money. So how bad would it be if you would lose between $10,000 and $15,000, even between $10,000 and $20,000 in order to achieve it all, and you would lose it? Would it be the worst thing in the world? Would it be the worst thing in the world? Would it put you and your family under the bridge? Sure, losing $10,000 or $20,000 isn't anybody's cup of coffee. It's not my one either. I don't like to do it. On the other hand, I have never seen people, okay, and I read that somewhere, but it's true for me. I've never seen successful people who haven't lost a lots of money / time. But I have met an awful lots of rather unsatisfied, unsuccessful people who never lost anything. Yet they're also not doing anything. Okay, me being in the hotel business, I probably broke more glasses and more plates than anyone else. Well, not that anyone else, but than most housewives and whatever people. That's because I handled thousands and thousands and thousands in my life. So if you do certain things, you're about to make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. And if losing what you have is stronger than risking in order to get more, then usually you will not, make it. And one doesn't have to lose so much that one is totally dead, which is almost impossible these days anyway. My wife and me, we, on ourselves and on other people, we keep saying, small problems, small happiness, big problems, big happiness. It's just, I didn't invent that concept. Who invented it? I don't know, but it's there. And it's like the law of gravity. But it is beautiful to know that if you overcome a problem, there's a good chance of reaching a new plateau. We're all entitled to our own happiness. We're entitled to make money when we do well, okay? We're doing this for 30 years. And let me tell you, the opportunity, the potential to get an exit strategy going with enormously little money, go and do it, okay? would it be really all that bad if it doesn't work out? Because I can't be standing here and be the type of consultant who said, this is a surefire, this is a 100% no risk, this is a this is a that. If I would say that, yeah, then you should maybe not quite believe me, okay? That's just how it goes, all right? You know, remember how many people go to a doctor, maybe not to a dentist, because you guys are the guys who can predict the outcome the most in any and all medical fields. There is no medical field where the outcome is as predictable as with dentistry. Good for you, beautiful, okay? It's not in the normal medicine, even a cold, you know. You go to the doctor, it's gone in 3 weeks, 2 weeks or a week, whatever. You don't go to the doctor, it's gone in 2 or 3 or 1 week or whatever. But any major illness, that was a joke kind of, but not really, as you know. If you have an illness and the illness didn't go away in 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever, you know, it didn't go away, then you need to go more and you find more problems and stuff. And that's just how life is. So if you're actually realizing that you might have to do something for it a little bit, even though we do most of the work, but still, you gotta be involved in it. It does take a little bit of thing. If you are willing to put some money, so to say, on the table, do make something happen, because it doesn't happen any other way. Let me tell you something. There has never been a better opportunity to create passive income exit strategy than right now with the high tech, where the world can be your oyster. Give us a call, click on it, do something, let's meet. The worst that can happen is you wasted 35 minutes, and I don't even think that will happen. You will still walk away with like, those are some good ideas. I'm gonna run them around in my head. All right, bye-bye, and all the very best to you. Ciao.